What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Against All Odds podcast. I'm here once again with Mimi Duggar, my fiance.
Hello.
And we're doing another quarantine vlog. Last time we did a Q&A where we asked each other.
Podcast.
What did I say?
Vlog.
Oh, quarantine podcast. We're doing a quarantine podcast again, but this time instead of us asking the questions, you have questions that the subscribers asked in the comment section of YouTube, right?
Yeah, I got some from the Instagram and I think from the YouTube. I think both.
Okay, cool.
And then some are just like random topics that I thought of.
Okay.
So I'm going to be like the topic master for this one.
Got it. Okay, so let's roll the intro and let's get started.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh,
Sponsor.
Sponsor.
Oh, easy.
Whoa.
Sponsor first.
Okay.
So once again, this podcast is sponsored by Chaos Soccer Gear. Chaos Soccer Gear is a young soccer brand that has a very cool Aztec or Mayan. I gotta figure that. I gotta know which one it is. Mayan. I want to go with no.
You've been saying Aztec this whole time.
Then it's Aztec. We're going with Aztec. Aztec soccer ball is really cool. It's fairly priced, like $80, but it's very high quality and it looks pretty cool.
Just got water all over my face.
Nice. Well, and then they also have like a soccer pump and some very cool like t-shirts, sweatshirts and stuff. And they're just really developing now to a bigger brand. So please go check them out at chaossoccergear.com. If you guys are watching on YouTube, the link will be in the description. And Mimi, do you want to spell chaos for us?
CHAOS.
Beautiful. chaossoccergear.com. Thank you to Chaos Soccer Gear for sponsoring the video.
Did you ever do like a spelling bee? They're always in movies and TV shows, but
Yeah.
I've never done one.
Yeah, I've done spelling bee before.
Really? Was it like just in your school, like in your class?
Yeah, it was just my class, like third grade or something.
I would have sucked, but it would have been fun.
I did decent. I got a hard. It was unfair though because they give some kids like spell rock, and then other kids would be like spell dictionary. That's not fair.
Seems like you're scarred from that word. Was that your word?
No.
Okay. Well, fun fact about Shelly, he can spell anything
Yeah, I'm pretty good at spelling.
except for caterpillar. I got him on caterpillar. Okay, should we start?
Yeah. And Mimi's gonna pretty much lead this podcast today.
Yeah. So here we go.
I'm the host. Sorry, I'm the guest. I can spell the words, but I just don't know the words.
Okay. Yeah, you don't. Okay. So this first topic, I think I thought of this. I just thought it might be interesting if you can think of anything. If not, we'll move on. But have there been any weird moments in your career or like YouTube? Gucci, she's trying to hunt me right now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Does that question make sense?
You didn't finish the question.
I thought I did. Gucci distracted me. I just said like, were there any weird moments in your career of like YouTube or soccer, just like memorable, really weird things that have happened?
What do you mean by weird things?
I don't know, just like a creepy like fan incident or like something that happened during a game, like just like weird, like a weird story of anything that happened.
Nothing like weird, too weird. I mean, you have like little moments throughout your career where it's like, it's kind of surreal where you like see it like as a fan or you know it happens and then it happens to you for the first time and you're like, wow, and you get excited about it when it's really something that you shouldn't be excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, I remember back when I was at St. Louis FC back in 2017, me and a couple teammates went out for like, they have this like frozen custard or something.
Oh yeah, that one place.
Yeah.
It was like a famous.
I forgot what it's called, but it was really good. Freddy's? Is it Freddy's?
It sounds familiar.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's
It was
like slow churn ice cream or something.
But it's really good. But me, like Tavo and another teammate or something went out there and a fan or somebody took a picture of us like, like paparazzi style, and they like uploaded it and tagged us and said like St. Louis FC players enjoying some ice cream. Nothing bad, but they just kind of uploaded it like cool to see. I
remember that picture.
And
yeah.
that was my first time I ever had like a paparazzi. Like I didn't even know.
Yeah, because they didn't come up to you. Like they just took a picture.
And
it's
so
like,
I was
players
like,
out of ice cream.
So I was like, wow, most of the time people are annoyed at the paparazzi, but the very first time that happened, I'm like, oh wow, that's kind of cool, And it's like, so that was like a little weird moment, but I was more excited. And then you realized
you had to like watch what you were doing in public.
A little bit, yeah. It kind of like, it makes you think like anybody could be like a fan of the club or you're representing not just yourself anymore. You're representing the club, you're representing everything.
Yeah.
Which is kind of you got to think twice about what you're saying and what you're doing when you're in public and stuff.
Yeah.
And just like little other moments, like, I mean, like in like games and stuff when fans are like yelling at you like specific things and you kind of hear it on the field and you're like, wow, I've been in the fan section for so long, hearing other people yell, or even me myself yelling at players. And now it's cool to be here.
You never yell.
Yeah, I don't
You don't
really
even
yell.
like say anything when you're watching a game.
I just watch. Yeah.
He's so boring to go to games with. He just sits there and just like studies it and like doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
You're like, all right.
Is that like along the lines of what you were thinking? Like weird?
Yeah, I mean that's weird, but like I was hoping for something like more weird, I guess. I don't know, just like a crazy story. But that, I mean that would be weird. Like people don't think it would be weird, but when you're in that position and someone's taking a picture of you when you're just like going about your normal life, that is weird.
Yeah.
So I can understand that. Well, if you think of anything else, just bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to talk about how we were sitting in bed the other night and I was like, hey, this Saturday you would have been playing Phoenix Rising.
Oh,
and you were like, oh, and you got all depressed for a minute. But is it just weird to think about like where you would have been in the season if it wasn't for this coronavirus?
Yeah.
Like this would have been like one of the biggest games.
Yeah. It's like on one hand, like I'll have moments where I get really sad and depressed. Like I think about like, oh, I would have been playing Phoenix Rising. That's one of the biggest games of the season, one of the best clubs in the USL. And that was so much fun to play them last year. And like I'm thinking about like the new memories and the new games I'd have, or like how literally the next USL game that I was going to play was all ready to start, was going to be my 50th USL appearance. And I have like 5 more games to reach like 100 pro/semi-pro like senior career appearances. So like it's very cool. Like it's like sad that like I imagine myself like where I would be at if this didn't happen. But at the same time, I think about like that's like, I mean, it could be like that, or you don't know. Like it could have been that game I would have gone in. Let's say there's no coronavirus, and the first game I played, or the second game I played of the season, tore my ACL. You know, so like, yeah, knock on wood. But like, I think about that as like I can't get too depressed thinking that way because you never know if this is actually best case scenario. You know, like it could be a lot worse. So I try to like have that in mind. Whenever I get depressed, I always think, well, it could be worse. It could be worse, you know?
Yeah. So,
or it could like for example too, like this Corona thing could just be happening here in America
like
and
just
everywhere
else.
Yeah. So I try
sense.
to, but same for you. You probably like, you had the same thing. Like what you were, even going back home, going back to San Diego, like you said, you were going
I was bummed because I bought, my whole family bought tickets to go to one of the San Diego Loyal games. And that was, is today Friday or Saturday?
Today's Saturday. No, Friday. Today's
Friday. Yeah. So it would have been while you were playing Phoenix Rising, I would have been going to the San Diego game. I was like, oh, like, that's kind of a bummer. I just got like notifications on my phone from my calendar, like, you have this appointment today. I'm like, you can't go. But I mean, it could be worse. There could be like way more important things you could miss, like a wedding, or like I just saw on Instagram on the popular page, someone just got married and it was outside of like the church and they were taking a picture and they could only invite a couple people because they couldn't have it totally packed, but everybody had to be 6 feet apart. So their pictures were just like super spaced out and I just feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting, like when you look back at the pictures from the Spanish flu, you know, if your like grandparents got married during the Spanish flu, it would be like a cool memory to have. But
yeah, it's part of like you literally are part of history.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be taught in textbooks.
Yeah. Like I saw another couple that was wearing like a mask like during their wedding. I was like, wow.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay. Let me see here. Oh, I thought this was interesting. Someone commented, I think on the last podcast when we were talking about how you like, well, okay, the hobby thing will be another discussion for this podcast because I have something else to say about that.
Okay.
But when you're talking about how like you can't really like stop thinking about like soccer and working out, like it's just your life, like in every aspect. And someone was comparing you to Elon Musk, and I guess he had a quote, or did you see that comment?
Yeah, where it's like you can't switch off.
I don't know what the exact quote is, but like you can't turn like it off. And I feel like it must be probably a characteristic of like really successful people. They probably all feel that way about something, you know? Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I just thought that was cool to see like a relation between like you and like one of the greatest, smartest entrepreneurs in the world.
And there's just like a few $100 that separate it.
Yeah, really close.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I think like a lot of people have it, like, or to some extent like that. I feel like you have it too, like with interior design.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, I mean, you can switch it off, but there's also like that one movie.
But there is a mindset though that I cannot switch off. Like I can never not think about it if I'm like in any space like that's, you know what I mean? Like I can't like, ignore something if I see something that's
like if you walk into a room, you're always noticing it. Yeah. So I think everybody has something like that, like with their life. But I think it's also different, like the levels of it.
Yeah.
Of people that can enjoy like leisure time versus, I literally cannot stop. Or else like for me, a big thing is like other people like getting ahead. Like that was always been something like when I was like 13, 14, working out, training, doing everything. I was just like petrified of like other people working harder and getting ahead.
There's like that quote too that's like, what is it? Like if you're not working out, someone else is working out harder
cliche.
or something.
It's super cliche.
But it's like true.
It's true, yeah. And like, I mean, when I was a kid, I would literally be like playing video games or something. And I played video games all the time. Not saying I never did. But then like part of me was just like, I got to do something. Like if I don't do anything today, like somebody else is. And then there goes my college scholarship or something, you know? And like, that's what I like thought of a lot. But I think like, it's like that. We were watching that rock climbing. That was another time like a quote really hit me.
Was it that scary one?
Yeah.
I cannot watch
with
rock
Alex.
climbing.
I forgot his last name. Alex. But it was like,
yeah, he's like the best free climber or whatever.
It was free solo. And he like pretty much just said like about how him and his girlfriend, and he's like how he enjoy, like what he enjoys about life is like accomplishing like goals or something like that. And like his girlfriend, wife or fiance is like very like, her idea of like a good life is like leisure time spent with family and everything. And I'm not saying like people don't enjoy not spending time with their family, but that's like kind of like
he's also missing a part of his brain.
Yeah. Well, I'm not that bad. I enjoy spending time with my
comparing yourself to him.
No, but like a little nugget of it, you know? Like it's like I enjoy spending time with my family. I enjoy going to Hawaii and taking a week off.
It's almost like with him, like if he's not pushing himself, like there's no point in living. Like that's kind of how he feels.
Yeah. And I like, it'd be like I know people that are very content with like just going like, you know, they're like have their normal 9-to-5 job. And then they're very happy with that because they have like freedom and flexibility and stuff for their other hours of their day. Yeah. And I feel like I could never do something like just have like a 9-to-5 and then I don't know. I'd have to
get home and then be done.
Yeah. Yeah. It has to be something.
Yeah. Well, I think we should go back to the hobby thing too, because a lot of people were commenting like on that topic that we were talking about, how like you couldn't think of any hobbies. And since we recorded that podcast this whole week, he's been like trying to find a hobby. Like he's been Googling like all these different lists of hobbies, like indoor hobbies, outdoor hobbies, like, and he can't find one. He's like read hundreds and he can't find one.
I was looking at, there's basically 3 reasons why like I can't find a hobby. It's either it doesn't interest me at all, like in terms of like some of the stuff like quilting or something like that I literally just
he
like
keeps going back to quilting. There are other hobbies to choose from. I know. You don't have to quilt.
But like that's one where it just doesn't interest me. Then the other thing is like it really does interest me, but I can't do it at this period of my life because of soccer. Yeah,
like when we were saying like tennis, golf, like we would do all those things together if you didn't have to.
And I can do it, but like it's just not smart in the middle of my week if I have a game playing Phoenix Rising this next weekend, if I go and play 36 rounds of golf this week. Yeah. Even 18 rounds one time.
You're not.
It's
Our
fine.
cat, when you don't give her attention, just scratches walls. And it's like nails on a chalkboard. It is. It's terrible.
But yeah. And
what was the third reason?
The third is that I do the hobby. Like I was thinking about this, like I have tons of hobbies that I do all the time, but it's just
not really a hobby.
No, it's just turned into my job.
Yeah.
So like soccer was once a hobby, you know, creating YouTube videos was once a hobby. Hosting a podcast was once a hobby. Weightlifting and working out was once a hobby. Yeah. So, I mean, I do have a lot of hobbies. They're just
we're still working on finding one.
No.
If you guys have any suggestions,
I have hobbies. I enjoy my hobbies, and I've just turned them into my job now. That's funny. I just made my Instagram like that.
What?
I'll read you my Instagram.
A post?
Mm-hmm. On my personal page. It's the exact.
Scoot in this way a little bit, babe.
The exact caption is no. I don't want to.
Well, you're gonna be cut off of the video.
The exact caption is find something you love and then work at it every day to make it your job.
It's not a hobby if it's your job, though.
Why not?
Because you even looked up the definition. We looked up the definition of a hobby, and it's something you do regularly in your leisure time.
Yeah, and I do.
So that it's not your work time.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you have to find new ones because you ruined the other ones.
Because though I think like there's a truth behind like to really become successful in something, you can't have like you have to be tunnel vision. Like you need to just focus on one or two things. Do you agree with that? That's fine. Just ignore.
I mean, I do agree with that, but I think that there are other hours in the day that you have and that you should have for yourself.
Yeah.
That's not those tunnel vision things. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I do like
I think you should be tunnel visioned, and you are. But then there should, maybe should be like a couple hours in the week where you're not thinking about that.
Yeah,
but I can disagree. I mean, it's just.
I feel like I do have that. Like I watch TV, I watch movies. So I feel like social media is even a hobby. Like just browsing for fun on TikTok is like a way to just like disconnect and like.
I don't know. I just wouldn't say like TikTok's like a hobby though.
No, TikTok's my hobby.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, we've concluded that your hobbies are TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think another question that someone had on the last one was, oh, no. Okay. I had a question for you. I really wanted to know your answer to this.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do a video with David Dobrik right now, but it would take a month off of your life? Would you do it?
That's a good question.
Would you do it?
A month? Only a month?
Only a month? That's a whole month of living.
No, it's not that long. That's a good question. Well, how old am I? Am I like 85 or am I like 90?
Your life is going to end. It'll end a month sooner. You could be 105. You could be 70.
Nah.
You wouldn't? I for sure thought you'd say yes.
I would, but like, I don't know. It's just a video. But yeah, I really like David Dobrik's videos. I think he's hilarious. I think
even
what he does.
What it could bring you. Like,
yeah, I don't want to. Because, no.
No?
Mm-mm.
Is there somebody that you would do a video with? Like that you would take that risk? Would you do it? Is there somebody that you would?
Probably, yeah, there would be. I would say like Ronaldinho or like I think Cristiano Ronaldo or some like Michael Jordan, like people who have like really, really inspired me like at a young age. I feel like I would do that, like take a month out of my life, not even make a video.
How much would you pay to do that with them? Like if you had to put like a value on that?
Well, like what I can afford or like what they would actually charge? Because like for Cristiano Ronaldo,
what it would be worth to you?
Well, I mean, it'd be worth like what I would be willing to pay right now. Probably like $10,000.
Because people do like I always see like people buy a dinner with, I don't know, who's that? What's his
Gary
name?
V.
Yeah, like Gary V. Like he probably goes to dinner with people who just want to like have a conversation with him and like sit down with them. I don't know. I always just think about those people and like if it's worth it, like if it turns out to be worth it.
I think it's just more worth it for like there's nothing like I would be like really be dying to ask Cristiano Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, like all those people. I know, rest in peace. But like, it'd just be more like for myself, like there's nothing that like I would be dying to ask them or they haven't asked in interviews already. I think it's just more like just being able to say like a life experience,
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anybody like that? Like that you would pay for a dinner or time with?
I just think past family. There's not really celebrities or people that I guess are that big of role models to me like you have. Mm-hmm. So I don't think so. I don't know, maybe Cristiano Ronaldo. I wouldn't object. Can I go with you?
No.
To dinner?
No. It's just no, you could go.
I just thought it'd be fun to talk about what you're good at and bad at and like what I'm good at and bad at. Because we always talk about this throughout the day. Like one thing is spelling. Like I am the worst speller in the entire world. Probably my whole family out of the whole world we are the worst spellers. But like just little things like that I think are interesting to think about the differences. And I always think about like with our kids, like I really hope they get like the best parts of both of us. You know what I mean? Like I hope they get your spelling ability and like, I don't know, what am I good at?
Your athletic ability. Yeah.
I know. I always think about that because we bounce off each other like, well, like, you know, what I'm bad at, you're good at kind of thing. And so I really hope that our kids get the best of those things.
Yeah, hopefully.
But like, what are some things that you could think of?
Yeah, I think like, for example, well, I think one thing that like is really funny about us is like in terms of like social settings, like for you, I think that like you are the most like in a new group with new people and everything.
I'm a social butterfly.
Yeah. Like you're so good at just like being natural, just like you're so extroverted like that. Like you're very introverted and like you like to stay at home and read. But when you are in those like group settings, it's just like you're not uncomfortable at all.
Yeah, I prefer to be alone, but like I'm not shy in like any situation.
Like you could be like meeting 10 people all for the first time. And like you're talking and doing everything like brand like doesn't even faze you. You're not have no social anxiety like at all when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But like for me, I feel like unless it's outside of if it's soccer, I'm going to a training session, I'm doing a trial, doing something like that.
You like flourish in those situations.
Yeah, like
with kids, you're really good. Like, doing sports with kids.
Yeah, but like that stuff, like no issue. Like if I'm going to a training session and I have to go and introduce people, I think it's also because I've done that so many times throughout my life.
I still get worried, like when you have like a Skype session with someone or like we have to go meet someone, I always get so nervous because like I know how you are with new people, but since it is soccer like related, it's like fine.
Yeah.
Because there's like, I think there's go-to like questions you can ask and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or even like anytime there's like I'm meeting someone at the gym and talking, it's like no issue. But like if it's just like, oh, let's go hang out in a bigger
group.
If
I bring you to hang out with my friends.
Yeah. Or like something
just
like that.
Silence.
Yeah, I just
like,
am quiet.
I'm like, there's something wrong with him. He's not like this.
It just takes me a while to like break out of my shell and be my normal self because I also like to like, I don't know. It's just like it takes me a while to do that.
Yeah.
Unless it's
and it's like selective too. We've talked about that.
Yeah. It's like interesting. So I think like that's a good complimentary thing. Like if we're going to like a party for the first time and it's like most people I don't know, I'm very uncomfortable. But like you're not uncomfortable.
No.
But if it's like, yeah, it's just
probably
interesting.
to a fault sometimes.
So I think that's like a big thing. And then, so I think that's a very complimentary thing of us. I think like,
can you imagine if we were both like that? We'd be so overwhelming.
Yeah.
We'd be like, should we invite Shelly and Mimi?
I think
like I feel like all throughout the day we always talk about these things, but it's hard to remember like on the spot.
Can you think of anything right now? Nice.
I already thought of some. I said spelling. I really don't want them to get my spelling genes. It's really bad.
Well, I think one thing is
or my athletic ability. I want them to have yours.
I think like we just talked about though of like hobbies and everything. Like I feel like different in personality wise is like you and even like your whole family is very open to like trying new things, like going in different hobbies.
We're very like activity based.
Like that's the thing. So like for me, I feel like I'm switched on or switched off. Yeah. You know?
Your family's like that too.
My whole family's like that. Yeah.
Like no one ever does like just like little hobbies. Like my whole family, all they do, I could list okay, this is funny. So Shelly was Googling, list of hobbies, like I said, and he read off this one that was like, it was like probably 100, maybe more than 100 hobbies. Just super random, like crafts and like just weird art stuff. And he gets done with it and he's like, who the hell would do these things? And I was like, my family, like, I was just going to say that my family, we've probably done like 60 to like 70% of that list.
It was like quilting, knitting, crocheting, like
stained glass, mosaic, like macrame. And he's like, what the hell is macrame? Like we've done all of that.
Yeah. But I feel like, so like for me, I'm either like 100% switched on and it's like, go, running, working out, training, working, like even if it's like reading or doing whatever, like I'm playing ping pong or something, it's like 100% switched on. And then once I'm off and I've like exhausted my like energy levels, I completely switch off, phone, TV, zone out and just do nothing. And
did you say no phone and TV?
No, TV on, phone in my hand, and I zone out.
I just picture you sitting there.
Yeah, and I completely escape, disconnect, and my brain level drops down to 1% activity level, you know? And I feel like you are like always operating. You can go 100% obviously, but I feel like it's, I feel like you go like constantly at like 60%.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'll do a little bit of drawing. Okay, now I'm going to go and read a little bit. Now I'm going to watch one episode of TV. Now I want to go work a little bit on interior design and do something for my website. Now I'm going to do that. And it's always like constant like that. And I'm like either on, off. So I think that's like a big
better?
thing.
Yours is probably better. You probably get more done.
Well, I probably get more done, but I'm also probly running myself into the ground a little bit.
Yeah, because you're better at batching.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? That's
batching.
What call it.
That's another thing for us that's super different is
focusing?
Yeah, focusing. Yeah.
This is not my fault.
That's the best.
It's in my genes.
That's the funniest thing that when we went to the library for the first time together as a couple back in college is
everyone's going to see your comfy pants.
Yeah.
Are you embarrassed?
Huh?
Are you embarrassed?
No, these are my UGG pants.
He wouldn't go to... Are those actually UGG?
Yeah, they're UGG.
He wouldn't go to Target with me because he was wearing his comfy pants.
I mean, they're bright blue, super puffy.
So?
They're like sheepskin lined.
You can go outside in them.
Nah. I'll go outside and like super comfy
he was like,
clothes.
I would, but my pants. It's like, change them. You can take them off. Okay, what were we talking about?
Our focusing.
Oh yeah, focusing.
Because like even what we talked about in the last podcast about how like I don't take really anything like seriously. Like I'm joking around. I'm very like high energy, like talking a lot.
You're like weirdly good at focusing.
But it's like
weirdly.
I think to sum it up, it's like a little bit of like, and you don't even really have it that bad, but it's like ADHD versus like obsessive compulsive disorder.
But see, the thing is with ADHD, I thought the definition of ADHD was like that it gets hard to focus on something. But the weird thing is I've never had a problem focusing. Like if I had to get something done ever.
Yeah.
Like in class, when I'm studying, like it's never been a problem. It's just like, it's more of like a voluntary thing. I just have to tell myself, okay, let's focus. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I have the ability to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like some people don't have the ability. Like I can focus.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like you don't have
it's probably
it at all.
like mild.
It's,
like just a very
But the same for me, like I don't have OCD at all. But
yeah. Okay.
But like it's like mild.
Whatever.
Like that's the thing. Like so when we were
there's probably a spectrum and we're probably on those spectrums, like on the mild side.
Yeah. But like our the story was like back in college, we were dating and I guess I guess gave off the vibe that I wasn't very studious to you or like I wasn't good at like studying.
You guess?
You thought I was dumb or something.
No, I never thought you were dumb. It's just like, I don't know, when you think about like a jock, like that's what you are. Like you don't think about him being like incredibly studious. Like that's just, you don't put them together. I never thought you were dumb though. Yeah.
And then so like Mimi, you basically said like, okay, if finals were coming up and like, let's go to the library.
No. I had never been to the library. You said, let's go to the library.
Okay,
because you like to batch it. And you're like, if I'm going to study, I'm going to go somewhere, I'm going to study, and then I'm going to go home.
I have to get out of my house because my roommates are too loud, crazy.
Yeah, this was the first time I'd ever gone there.
So it's like, let's go to the library and study. And you were like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Like, I've never been. I'm like, okay, yeah, we can go. And then you made the comment of like, when we go and study, like I'm not going to goof off. I'm not going to make jokes. Like we need to study. Like it's focus time. Yeah, you said that. And I was like, okay, yeah, I was like, yes. I mean, that's what I do at I go to the library to study and I don't go there. And then so we went there and we go there. And as soon as we sit down, we get a table, we sit down. Mimi sits right next to me. I put on my noise canceling headphones.
The worst things ever happened to me.
And
I hate them.
And I just start studying. And it was like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm just doing my math problems. I was applied mathematics major, doing my math problems, studying, working. And I think every 10, 15 minutes, I get a tap on my shoulder.
Not even that long. I can't go that long.
Yeah, I get a tap on my shoulder and I take off my headphones. I'm like, what? Then you ask me something like, look at that person over there. Or don't you think this is crazy ceilings? Or like just a random comment. I'm like, Mimi, I thought you said that you wanted to study and all we're doing.
But see, my idea of studying with someone is like, you have the ability to talk to each other.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. Like our families are so different. Like when we watch movies, my family will talk the whole time and your family just sits there in like silence for 2 hours and it's the most painful thing.
And you start to talk and they're like,
yeah,
you're going to miss stuff.
Yeah. But like, it's hard to be paired with someone from like the opposite background, you know?
I think the best thing is just like, you just look at it as like, there's no wrong way. There's no wrong way.
Your way is the wrong way.
Okay.
100%. 100%. Do you know how boring it is to like go on like a 10-hour plane ride with someone where they have noise canceling headphones on the whole time? The whole time. Like, who wants to sit next to someone like that? It's so boring. And then I feel like the idiot that like just keeps bugging you because you're just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just funny.
But it's funny because your parents the same way. They don't care if they sit next to each other on a plane. Mm-hmm. Like they probably wouldn't even notice if they weren't next to each other on a plane. But I want to like talk and share stuff and like watch the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that the whole thing too is just like it's like that, like a little bit of ADD and a little bit of OCD, and then even like finishing things. Like remember how like a different complementary trait is like.
Ever since I met you, I've been working on that.
On finishing stuff?
Because it never bugged me. It never bugged me. Like if I was reading a book growing up and I didn't like it, I would stop. I'm like, this isn't worth my time. I'm not going to finish this. You like would rather die than not finish something.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, maybe I should finish this. Like now it started because I never, it's not that it like bugs me, but I never noticed it before.
Yeah. And what we're talking about is like, is just like anything, whether it's a book, whether it's you're drawing something, whether food, your plate of food, or like a video or a project you're working on, or your workout or your training session. It's very difficult for me, I feel like, to like stop something halfway. And then like reading a book, if I stop halfway, like in the back of my head, all it's telling me is like, you need to finish the book, you need to finish the book, you need to finish the book.
You know what? Do you want an example of that I'm like, that I actually noticed today was because I just got a box from my parents that they sent here from, you know, like stuff I needed from home. And one thing I had them send was a book that I was working on reading when I was at home, but I didn't finish it because I came here. So I had them send it to me. I was like, I'm going to finish this.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's
working
funny.
on it.
Yeah.
See,
that's really funny.
I'm getting there. But okay, there is like a certain extent though. Like
it's bad.
Like,
yeah.
Like we were watching this movie the other night.
It was bad.
That was the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And he wouldn't let me turn it off.
I couldn't. Yeah.
I was like, Shelly, can we watch something else, please? Like, can we not waste our time with this? He's like, no, we're finishing it. I'm like, do you like it? He's like, no, absolutely not. It's terrible. Like, what the hell? Like, why are we watching it?
I don't know. I just had to.
Because see, I do think there's like a point
100%,
where you just need to like let it go. Or
100%.
with the book, if it's a really bad book, it's not worth 30 hours of your life.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree, but it just bugs me. Yeah.
We need to find like a common ground.
We need to find a common ground in a lot of things. But I think like it's like you said, this whole question.
Are you glad that you finished that terrible movie that was really bad?
I feel like it wouldn't have kept me up at all. Like it's not that bad.
Well, then why not?
But like it's just like a little thing of like, okay, we started this. I want to see it through. I don't know how to. I really can't explain it. I don't need to, but like I would like to see it.
No, I
through.
think you need to.
I don't know because I've
you
stopped.
Physically need to. What have you stopped? Tell me 3 things you've quit.
I feel like I've quit a book.
Okay, besides book. Name 3 things.
I don't know. Movies probably sometimes.
I've never seen you not finish a movie.
I can't name anything on top of my head.
There's even been movies that we've been watching like on our computer and we like fall asleep and then like a month later you're like, that Zoo movie. We need to finish that Zoo movie. I'm like, I don't even remember it. I'm like, okay. Do you remember that? There was a Zoo movie.
Yeah, I do.
I'm like, why do we need to finish that? Like, we don't even remember what happened.
Yeah. You want to go to the next question?
Yeah.
I feel like we could talk about that a lot.
Yeah. But I did want to talk about your dream, like YouTube and podcast, like working setup. If you had like your absolute dream situation, like what it would look like.
Yeah. Well, first it wouldn't be in my apartment or house. Like I like batching and that whole thing.
Would you want something in your house? Like if you, like, would you want like a little editing room or something in your house?
Yeah, but like an office probably. Yeah. But like just for the library, the same thing as the library. I think it is big, like to separate it and like, so it's like even in my head. Because sometimes if I'm just here the whole time in my apartment.
But see, you work 100 like hours of the day, so you would never be at home.
Well, I mean, like I do think that like, especially once like I settle down a little bit more, like I will tone down the work like a little bit.
I'm never gonna see you.
I don't want to be working as much as I'm working right now.
Can the office be next to our house?
Well, no idea. But anyway, like I would want some separation like that.
Okay.
Because it does help me of like even to work less. Because it's like if I go somewhere to an office and I edit or I train or do whatever, it's even the same reason why I don't like doing at-home workouts. It's hard for me, like it is for everybody.
It's so hard
because it's hard to separate. Like this is your place where you relax versus this is the place where you work out. It's the same for that. So I think it'd be better to have like a full office, podcast room, even training facility. So then you can like, once you're there, it's work time, and then you're working the whole time. And then once you leave that, it's kind of like a mental cue to like, okay, it's time to stop. Like you can maybe answer a little bit email, do something, but mainly you're not going to be editing videos until 9 p.m. in your house.
Well, then what would that office setup look like?
Nothing special.
Like how professional would you want it to be? Because I've seen some people where they have like a full like photo shoot room with like giant backdrops and lights and stuff, like ceiling mounted lights even and stuff. And I've seen podcast rooms where they have like the cameras on the wheels that like slide, like over time it does like that. Would you want like, what would you want? Yeah,
I think it'd be cool. I mean, I really, it's hard to answer that now. I mean, I feel like one hand, it's like, yeah, I want the biggest, the best possible ever. But I don't know. I think that's like a very big diminishing returns.
I don't know if you've found this, but I feel like a lot of the people that I follow on like YouTube or Instagram, they go back and forth. Like they'll make a home office and then they're like, oh, I can't work from home. So then they'll buy an office and they'll move into the office. And then they're like, wait, but I like working at home. Yeah. I don't like going somewhere. So they don't go to the office, and then they switch back to their home office, and then they build an office in their backyard. So it's like separate, but they're still at home. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people, they have a struggle of like finding exactly like what they want. Have you seen people do that? Or it might just be like the people that I follow.
I think it's just the people you follow. I don't know. I think it'd just be, I think it's also different too to have like a training facility, versus just an office, because it'd be hard for me to be like, why am I driving 20 minutes to go work at a computer? Yeah. Because I think it'd be different of like, oh, I mean, there's my full gym, there's my full field, my goal or whatever. So I think it'd be different. But yeah, I feel like it's the same with like, if for you, for like an interior design, like you'd want like a full office, right? Well,
there's just so many pieces and like samples and things that you need when you do interior design that if you had it in your office, I mean, if you had it in your home, I've seen a lot of people, they start in their home, but you just expand like so quickly.
Yeah. But I think if like, cause the people you're talking about, I mean, they have side businesses, but like their main thing is a YouTuber, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like,
but they make like makeup videos and stuff like that. And so like, I don't know, I've just seen them go back and forth between, cause I feel like a lot of people that do YouTube, like people don't realize this because it seems like a social thing. A lot of people that do YouTube are like introverts and they like to be alone.
Yeah.
At least like to an extent, like not everybody, but a lot of YouTubers, that's why they film, because they want to like do something by themselves and like not have to go to work and be with other people. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then it kind of defeats the purpose if they buy an office somewhere outside of their home. I don't know. It's just weird to think about.
Yeah. But like, I mean, if I was like a full, like just my main job was like a YouTuber, and I I was a soccer YouTuber. Like, I don't think I wouldn't probably, unless I was big, like super big, but I feel like there's no need for like really to have an office, like a separate place. I would probably just have a really nice home office and then go to the field and do whatever. Yeah. But like if your main job is like if I would view it as like I have a training facility and I make YouTube videos the same way as like I'm a professional soccer player that makes YouTube videos,
Yeah.
They're like, for you're an interior designer that makes also YouTube videos or whatever. I feel like it's a little bit different than having like that. You're literally just paying rent and paying for a big office just to do the same thing pretty much,
Yeah. I think, honestly, the best setup if you're just doing like YouTube videos, just for like stuff like this, would be either to have like a room in your house that's like set up with like a nice couch, whatever, to be casual, and all the lighting, you don't have to keep taking it down, which would be nice. But I do think the like granny flat or like the guest house situation would be really nice, because you're separate from your home, but you're still close where you can like go eat at your house.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best.
Yeah.
And Gucci could come be with us. Gucci.
You have any more questions?
Nope.
You're all good?
Yep.
Nice. Anyway, so that's it, huh? That's it for the podcast?
I think so.
Gucci's all tired now. Just wants to sit.
Okay, this cat is obsessed with him. Wherever we go, whatever he's doing, she just wants to sit on his lap.
I know. She spends most of her life just on my lap.
Yeah. I think we decided like 90% of her life, because she sleeps in between his legs too.
Yeah.
Right there.
What's up, Gucci?
She loves him.
All right. Well, this is the Against All Odds podcast. Thank you guys very much for listening. And once again, thank you to Chaos Soccer Gear for sponsoring this episode.
CHAOS Soccer
gear.com. And if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be the first link in the description. So thank you very much. Thank you for listening, guys. It's looking like we're going to be in quarantine for a while.
Yeah.
So I guess if you want a topic for us to delve into, if you want questions for us that we're not answering, or if there's something that you like a little bit more, you like the Q&A style, you like when we ask questions ourselves, if you like it, like if we want to go in depth about a certain topic or story or whatever.
Yeah, we're trying to take advice. Advice? What's the word?
Critique.
Yeah, critiques. Like, we saw that some people liked it better when you could see both of us because it reminded you guys of like a talk show kind of thing. So we're trying that. We're doing what you're asking. So
yeah, because it's a weird time for everybody.
Yeah, we don't really know what we're doing. We're just
staying at home,
trying to kill time. So
yeah. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.